Hey guys, welcome to this week's video. As you can see, we've got a lot going on. We've got fridge slides, we've got air compressors, we've got lift kits, we've got batteries, we've got, I don't know what we've got. There's lots, as you can see in the back anyway.
Did you say recovery points?
Recovery points.
Yeah.
I don't know how we're going to get it all done. There's Diff breathers, there's all sorts of things. I don't know how we're going to get it all done. We've got something coming up this weekend I need to get this all done for. We're going to spread the video out over a couple of weeks, so we'll do installs per thing. But check out this week. What are we doing this week?
Well, I reckon we start with some suspension, do some recovery points, and get your tyres on.
We've got some tyres going on, some cool wheels. Stay tuned.
Okay, so today's lifting tyres. We're throwing on a set of Falken Wildpeak AT3s with a Dirty Harry rim. We'll put all the what?
It's not Dirty Harry. What's that?
Dirty Light.
Dirty Light.
Dirty Harry, that's something else. Moving over to diff drop. Got a Phatbars diff drop. Then for the suspension, we've gone the Radflo. How many inches is this one?
This is Radflo.
Radflo.
This is Radflo. This is a 2.0 Radflo kit, and it's a 3-inch front with a 2-inch rear.
Yep.
And the sway bar spaces.
And then Superpro upper control arms.
We've got them ones. We've got upper control arms. We've got them.
Perfect. I'll just fit them. I'll stop talking about them.
Let's get into it.
We get rid of these, we don't want to break any cabling. Except I can't get it under. Hopefully we won't break it.
Are you hitting it?
Hit it like a man. That's loud.
So what are you doing here, Timothy?
Well, hopefully the bottom bolt will come out. Top 3 14 mils, they're all loose. I think. No, I left one tight just to be annoying. Oh, there we go. Take a bit of load off it. Get rid of those 14 mils. We've got the big 19 bolt down the bottom. And hopefully, a little bit of wiggling, it should come out. We've also undone the sway bar from the other side to give us some room so we can push that up out of the way. Look at that! Oh, how good is that?
Like a glove.
Well, that was easy. No, not real. That bolt, it's one long bolt, and there's some AC lines that are mounted to the actual side of the body there, and this bolt hits them. So we just need to bend the bracket out of the way just so that slides out nice and easily. Let's put some arms in.
What have we got here, Timothy?
We have an upper control arm. Looks like it's adjustable as well. A bit flash. Well, we'll try and get it in. Got to do that reverse with that silly long bolt. So
I'll get back up on the ladder.
Up on the ladder.
Yep.
Make sure we get that AC line out of the way.
All right, so we're just up top on the ladder. Tim's going to put the bolt through, but this is the bracket here. We'll probably undo it down there and move it so the bolt will get through. But we'll make it fit.
Time to put the Radflo shocks back in. Straight up. Swap that in there. We'll throw washer and a nuts top here. put all the bolts back in, just loose, so we know everything is in the right place, and then we'll go around and start tightening everything up. Pry that off there. Now we rip these U-bolts off. Don't make loud noises like that, Josh.
I love that we're seeing dirt and sand come out of you and it's never been off-road by me. Where has it been off-road?
Okay, so they're now loose. They will all come off. There's quite a lot of dirt in there.
Been testing in Japan before I sent it over, maybe.
Maybe.
I had 120 kilometres on when I bought it. And I've been to
120 rough kilometres by the sounds of it.
I've been to the play tracks once.
Okay. Bit of Japanese sand. Now they're out of the way. Our spring is just held in by the two shackles at each end. So we'll rip those out and we can put a new spring in.
You're struggling there, mate.
I really am. Embarrassing. Okay. We'll come back to that one later. It's the same thing. These will just press in. They're shorter than longer ones? No, they're all the same, I think. Sometimes you do get shorter and longer ones. Let's see if I can this way.
So your short ones will go into your spring.
I'd say so.
And your long ones will go into your chassis.
Their chassis.
So you've put the wrong thing in the wrong hole.
Yeah, I've lubed too early.
And put it in the wrong hole.
And yeah, it's in the wrong hole. Happens to the best of us.
It says re-lube and re-go.
Re-lube and have another crack. Right, and we'll slot these ones into the chassis. Like that. I've got to lift the bad boy in now. Okay. A lot heavier than they look. Yeah, something like that.
Something like that. Almost kind of, sort of.
Almost kind of, sort of. Okay, try and get this front bolt through now. The Diff's obviously moved a bit when we've taken the original leaf spring out, so that the hole's not lining up, but with a little bit of persuasion we can make it fit. The old bushes out. The shocks will come with their own. Let's go grab a new shock. Put this boot over. You might get some zip ties and secure these boots, I reckon. We'll pop them in first and then see where they sit. The boots are just to protect the actual shaft from getting stone chips and stuff, and then moving up and down, damaging the steel. If you leave them on the floor, the apprentice just drives over the top of them and wrecks the boots anyway. Hey, come on, go me.
And you did what? You drove over my new suspension.
Maybe next time a little bit of lube on these rubber seals would help it slide on a bit smoother. Just hit it with a hammer. Okay. That's the shock mount bolts started. Now we'll move on to putting the new U-bolts in. Obviously haven't done anything up yet. The idea is we'll get everything in place and then we'll lock everything up once it's we know everything fits. Managed to get that leaf spring in. We've got both bolts in. Nothing's tight, but both the bolts are in at either end of the spring. So now we're going to throw the U-bolts on. And don't forget to put your bump stop back on. Otherwise your boss will get cranky with you for stuffing his car up. Don't mind Josh, he's getting cranky again. Okay, so they sit over there like that. This plate comes up, slips on like that, and we put the 4 bolts back on.
Nuts even?
Yeah, we might even put the nuts on, eh? Nuts onto the U-bolts. Can't get up there. And we'll work our way around evenly doing them up at the same time so nothing gets pulled in the wrong direction. So, do them up finger tight just to make sure everything's seated properly. We'll grab the rattle gun and we'll just do them up evenly so they all pull down at the same time. I'm just looking at the threads, trying to make sure they all have approximately the same sort of thread hanging out of them. It's obviously not going to be perfect, but so now that's everything in, nothing's done up completely tight yet. So now we'll go around and we'll rattle everything up, make sure it's all torqued to spec, and then we'll move on to the other side. Fill you in and mention on the passenger side, there's your headlight aligning bracket. Now make sure you pull it off because we don't want anyone ripping theirs off and breaking. Also, unfortunately, with this side, to get to the main bolt on the leaf spring down this end, unfortunately you have to remove the fuel tank. You can see that's the bolt that we put in there that we replaced it with, but when it comes from factory the bolt actually comes in the other way. You can't get it out because it's on the tank. So, the joys of the Hilux. There's 3 bolts holding this on. One onto the spring itself and then one up, 2 bolts up on the shackle here. all the rear suspension done. So we've replaced the shocks, we've replaced the leaf springs, all the bushers, the hangers, everything's tight. Oh, we just need to check that top bolt on the shock. I'm not sure we've done that yet. We'll check that. We're good to go. On to the next project. 8mm Allen bolts go in. I'm going to throw a little bit of Loctite on them because I don't want these coming out at all, due to the fact that it, you know, holds the full sway bar in. We'll do the same on the other side. Two short 13mm bolts. Replace the factory mounting bolts and go straight up into the new plate that's on there now. We got those two front mounts out now for this rear. Now we're going to wind the diff up and try and get to these. I think there's two bolts holding that diff in there. Okay, so we have this flat bit of metal. Just up here we need to slide it through. A bolt is going to go through the bottom of it. So obviously they just want this to sit in like that, except on the inside obviously, to just spread the load of that bolt. So we'll slot that in there now. Good slip in there. We should be able to get it to sit there like that. And then we'll get the long Allen key bolt to go through that into the mount. I might throw those bolts in now while this is still up high.
Yeah.
Oh, nut.
I'd say something like that, mate.
All right.
So there we go, guys. Lift kit's in and done. The wheels and tyres are in and done. Diff drops in and done. Pretty much happy with it. We are a little bit higher in the rear than we are in the front. We went 150 plus springs in the back, only because of what we're going to be putting in the back later. So at the front, at the moment, it is a little bit lower. We probably could wind it up a little bit, but I don't want to have that stiffness there. It rides really well. We'll go out and do some proper testing videos to show you guys how this thing flexes. But for a leaf spring rear independent front, this flexes really, really well. Pass over to you, Tim. What's your thoughts? Where are we at? What are we doing?
Okay, so well today we've got to move on to your recovery points.
Yep.
And get in the engine bay as well, and we'll throw on a strut for your bonnet.
Yep.
And we'll also throw in the lithium battery.
We've got a lithium start battery, which we can use a dual battery.
Yeah.
Recovery points.
Yeah.
Got a bit going on for next week, so stay tuned.
See you then.